All right, we are here live trying to show you guys how to neatly finish your band of your English trouser. So I have already done little video on my YouTube channel, and then this is just the pages I manage, and I just want to show us as well how this processes is done, or how we can go about doing the whole processes. Now look at how neatly your wet pocket should look like, and the trick of getting a neat pocket this way is to have the bag properly gummed with your paper gum, and then have your band properly fixed. You see how the band can be fixed. Now I made the live explanation on how these things were done. I also have a video on how these things can be achieved, from measurement to cutting to sewing. And then this is how the stage we are, trying to give it that English finishing at the band area. And then this is how you can neatly finish your band of your trouser always, and make sure everything is nicely arranged, and then you have everything coming out nicely where you can easily iron out the edges. And then you can now cross check your measurements, and now zip up your trouser. And then this is how neatly your trouser measurements, your trouser sewing should look like. Then you proceed to the next stage, which is closing the waist of your customer. And at this point you are meant to hold the two bands together this way, right? And then apply the real measurements. Make sure you open up the sewn allowances, that allowance you used to attach your band to your trouser. Open it up. Now already you must have pre-calculated your allowance left. Now you mark it that way, and make sure that the two joint points are corresponding to each other, right? Make sure that the two jointed points are corresponding to each other, and then from there you make a straight line sewing connecting that point very well. Make sure you cross check that point. This point must correspond very well, very important, right? It's part of your finishing. Then you hold it that way. You must have opened up the allowances, and then you stitch from that up part of the band. Your hand must be straight enough. That is the trick you can use to achieve an easy band closure, right? Then this is the trick you will use to achieve an easy and neatly band closure. Sew it straight. Before you sew, cross check twice or 3 times as the case may be. Then stitch straight enough. Your hands must be straight from this point to the end of your waistline, and then you might apply your hip points at the crotch point, or you might just reduce to 1/2 inch or 1 inch closure when you go down to that point. Now because of the way I cut my trousers, I just use 1/2 inch or 1 inch to close the crotch area this way, but you can still apply your waist, your hip at that point if you so desire, to be sure of your closure. Then let's now check what we have closed from the front and see the looks. You open it up that way and cross check. You see the correspondence, right? Everything is tallying, it's corresponding nicely, right? So this is how your back band should always look like, right? So the band is open up this way, and then you can now start closing the back. So for those of us that are yet to join my Telegram pet classes, these and more are what you should be expecting, and you will learn as we progress in this online training. Now I already made a post on a promo going on, so choose the one suitable for you, and then you can now enroll in any of those classes. Alright guys, I just thought it wise to come up and show us how these procedures can be, because some of us think that it's an easy task. It's not easy, but it will be easy if you so know what you are doing, right? So now look at how the inside trouser should be, right? Everything is properly finished. Make sure you use a neat and a colorful lining to make or to sew your inner linings of your trousers. It gives you an added advantage and enhanced effect. Look at the band sewing. This is how neat it should be. So if you are still having issues on English trouser sewing, you might just enroll in this ongoing class, and make sure before you enroll you are ready to practice for the duration or the time frame you must have chosen. I have the class of 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year with different prices. So make sure you check the one suitable for you. Most of us might need a longer duration, but because of monetary problems, they might decide to go for 2 weeks training. There's no problem. But make sure that after each training, you enroll for the next class to have more time to practice. All these things might not be understood under 1 week or 2 weeks, but with time, I think all of us can do better than we are doing. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next live video. Right.